Trust the Process
listen to
Live.
what he said. He
Oh,
said,
okay,
put your middle fingers up in the air. I was going to do it.
Welcome to Trust the Process Live, the home for the best sports talk you're going to find in the great city of Philadelphia. You know who I am, but if not, I'm Max Coolish. To your right is Perry Liss, and to your left is Everett Terry. And before we jump in, please give the show a like, a share, a follow, a subscribe, however you're watching it, at Trust the Process Live on all social media, except Twitter, at TTPL Philly. And other than that, give us a follow while you're there as well, at Perry Liss, at Max, at Sports Talk Terry.
Sports Talk Terry.
At Sports Talk Terry. All right.
And we miss our girl, Mickey Grace,
yeah,
coaching
shout out
down
to
at
Mickey
Tampa
Grace.
Bay.
Hey, by the way, she doing big things down there, making news, national
We'll-
papers.
we'll-
Share that.
We'll
Share
go
that
for
paper
that.
while you also share this show.
Yeah.
Get it.
So, Mickey, if you're watching, if you're not asleep from today's camp, thank you so much. We miss you.
She's
And
teaching blocking with Trey
That's
Thomas.
true. That's
so
true.
it's- yeah.
She-
She'll
We're
touch
never
her.
gonna let her.
We're
Never gonna let her get over that.
never going to get old.
Ever.
And we're just going to get right into things now after we do our formal little introduction here. The best doggone safety to ever play for the Philadelphia Eagles, one Mr. Brian Dawkins, has officially been enshrined in Canton, Ohio at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. If you haven't seen some of our content over the last couple days, be sure to check it out. We had some of the crew go out there, get some nice live footage, live shots. So, guys, I want to ask you this first and foremost. Obviously, Doc is beloved by Philadelphia faithful.
Yes.
But I want to know, is he the best Eagle to be in the Hall of Fame?
I'll go first. It's tough because of our age. Like, you know, I've never seen Chuck Bednarik play. I've never seen Steve Van Buren play. I don't know. I caught some of Reggie White's career. What I'll say is the best that I've seen, because I have no idea what Chuck Bednarik can do. Reggie White is a better player than Brian Dawkins.
Facts.
But Brian Dawkins was a better Eagle than Reggie White. So I think Brian Dawkins is currently, and probably will be for a while, the best Eagle in the Hall of Fame. He's my favorite player. He's why my name is perrylist20@gmail.com. My Madden handle is PSUPerry20. I wore number 20 in high school.
Not because of Markel Fultz?
One day maybe because of Markel. But for now it's B-Dawk, and B-Dawk is the best Eagle in the Hall of Fame.
All right, so I'm going to give you the fact that Brian Dawkins is probably the best safety to ever play in an Eagle uniform.
Definitely.
I'm going to give him top 3 defensive player behind Reggie White, who's arguably top 3 defensive player ever.
Regardless of
And then
team, yeah.
Chuck Bednarik, who most folks will say is one of the greatest Eagles of all time. Great that he got in, well-deserved. I think his career was highlighted with big plays. People loved him because he was a blue-collar guy and he connected with the fans. Definitely think he deserved to get in. I won't go as far as to say best Eagle ever, and I gave you reasons why, but I do think that it's well-deserved that he got there.
Damn right.
Okay, so I got a true and a no. So that's actually my bad. Dropped the ball a little bit. We are playing truth or no, everybody's second favorite game. And so my next question is in regards to the speech. Obviously, you know, when you have a long career, you get up there and get to just kind of spill the beans on everything. Doc, you know, kind of really opened up about some mental health issues that have kind of been coming more to the light throughout all sports over the last
That's
year.
crazy.
But I know, it is really crazy. So I want to ask you guys this. Generally speaking, not because of a message or for any other particular reason, did Dawkins have the best Hall of Fame speech that night?
I didn't watch all of them. I don't know
Right,
exactly.
it was like 4 hours.
The one everyone's gonna remember is the Ray Lewis one, so we can talk about that at least. Like I didn't watch all of them. I watched Dogs, so I don't know.
You watched the Ray Lewis speech, right?
Listen, man.
I couldn't last for 38
Right,
minutes
yeah,
of Ray Lewis speaking.
Listen.
Yeah, once he put on the TED
He
Talk
put
microphone.
He put on his own headset. Like, he shot out. Like, nobody does that. Like, listen.
I just want to see them pass around the collection hat.
Right. I get it's your last moment. But you get up there and you're a guy who at one point was linked to a murder like years ago.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. And you're up here 38 minutes talking about loving folks and things. And then, his political views on certain things, the kneeling thing. And then he's sitting up there looking so uncomfortable when Randy Moss was up there talking about the tie that he wore, which was very appropriate, about the folks who've died as a result of police brutality, which is really, really neat. I think that's dope.
Agree.
I have a whole different perspective of Randy Moss as a person. Yeah. I thought he was a guy who really didn't care as much, but that 2 minutes was better than the 38.5 minutes of anything Ray Lewis said.
I love Randy Moss, and he, as much as Jerry Rice was the best receiver ever and by far the most accomplished receiver, the most talented, pure physical talent.
They don't call it
he was the most talented.
They don't call it getting Owens. Yeah. They call it getting lost for a reason.
And Ray Lewis, all right, I like Ray. I don't know what happened in Atlanta back in the day, but I do know that if you were on trial for murder and you definitely had something to do with a fight that led to somebody's murder outside of a nightclub one night, that I don't need you to lecture me on good and evil 20 years later and tell me that all we need is love and school prayer and, like, miss me with that a little bit. So I think he didn't need to be so holier than thou. But at the same time, the guy's a phenomenal speaker. He riled people up as he does, and he was probably
he was a great middle linebacker.
He was probably the best middle linebacker.
Could you imagine him and Dawkins on the same team? People would be running through the whole Boston Stadium.
I like that.
Yeah, he did say that.
I did also like in Lewis's speech when he talks about his class, how good of a class they were. He left out T.O., which I liked because I hate T.O.
I missed that. That's actually extremely
Hate
petty.
T.O.
And that brings us right into our next point.
That's because of what he did to the Baltimore Ravens. Remember, he burned them.
I don't know if it was because of that. It was probably because
it factored in because Ray Lewis is a petty guy.
Yeah, it definitely still happened. So, kind of going to T.O., he has, of course, been in the spotlight, by his own actions. If you haven't heard, he decided to not go to Cannes. He did his Hall of Fame induction in Chattanooga, Tennessee, if you're not familiar. So, if one of you guys wants to explain maybe why you think he didn't go there, I have a feeling that the way that side just came out, I have a feeling you're about ready to just go for it.
Because he's a little whiny, exactly what Donald Trump is, okay? And they're different people, obviously. Donald Trump's a significantly more horrible human, but they're little whiny bitches. That's what they are. And even in his speech, the way he said it, he was like, I'm doing this so guys in the future don't have to go through what I went through. Like, bro, you made millions of dollars playing a child's game that you love, that everybody rooted for you, and you're like a hero forever. And so you're now a Hall of Famer. You had to wait 2 years longer than you thought you should have. And so now, like, oh my God, I don't want other people to have to go through this. Like, maybe save that for things that matter in life, like other people not getting, shot by a cop or spending 20 years in jail for something they didn't do, or something that mattered and not recognized as a Hall of Famer 2 years late now that you are. So I think he did exactly that night what he did his whole career, which is make everything about himself and cry like the little bitch that he is. And I've never been a T.O. guy, I never will be. I liked him for 4 months in my whole life, and I want to remember that 4 months and not the rest. Yeah.
Okay, so
exactly. Share the show and share that cry, T.O. You little.
So guys go into the Hall of Fame to talk about the highlights of their career, not to talk about political issues, talk about love and hate, or any of these other things. If that man chose to take his moment to make it about him, that's what the Hall of Fame is for. It's about you being enshrined. His entire gripe was based on stats. He should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. But people held grudges like you just did because of off-the-field stuff, which had nothing to do with his play on the field as a football player.
Well, he was an asshole his whole career.
There's plenty of assholes in the Hall of Fame. That means nothing.
Gotta
what
know
I'm
what your
saying
audience
is first ballot is a first ballot.
Gotta know what your audience is.
I'm not going to sit here and kiss your ass to get something that I earned. If I did my job, reward me for what I did as my job. Because I didn't kiss your ass doesn't mean I shouldn't have it either way.
But while you're being recognized with the highest honor you can be recognized with as a football player, only 320 guys in the history of the NFL have been there. Fair. You're going to take that time to whine that it took 2 years too long?
He'll never get another spotlight chance to do it. He chose then. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with the speech, but I agree with why he did it. I understand it.
You know what else bothers me? The longer we get removed from that Super Bowl that we lost, the more people think that he had the best game ever because he got 9 catches coming off an injury. They were the softest 9 catches that I've ever watched in any playoff game ever. He gets way too much credit for that. They were all underneath throws.
Considering how many passes McNabb throws at the dirt,
garbage.
I give him credit for all
you know what it was like? Remember when we beat the Steelers 2 seasons ago? Carson Wentz's first year. Antonio Brown had like 9 for 110. Yeah. They were real soft underneath balls because we weren't letting him beat us deep. It's exactly what T.O.'s catches were. Go back and watch that game.
Okay.
They were soft.
Please share the show if you are still hurting from Super Bowl 39.
Didn't know catches.
Not anymore, I'm not. Not anymore, I'm not. Because why? Who's Super Bowl champs?
Say it.
All right, next.
No, not quite.
We got a whole season coming up to torment you.
No, not quite, not quite. Okay, so if you guys are watching, please leave us a comment below because this is actually probably my favorite question of this whole show. I really, really am interested to hear this because I think that this is going to go a lot of different ways. So the Eagles have had their fair share of great players over the last decade and a half. Who do you guys think, and this goes for you at home as well, who do you guys think is the next Eagle that's going to be, taken off a blanket over a bronze bust of himself?
Well, it's got to be either Trey Thomas or Jason Peters. To me, they're both first ballot Hall of Famers at their positions. The one that's going to be interesting is the fact that a lot of folks are waiting for McNabb. I don't think McNabb's a Hall of Famer. I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm going to hit you with something crazy. Carson Wentz will make the Hall of Fame before Donovan McNabb. And he's 2 years into his career.
Only if Donovan never makes it. Like, I don't think Donovan's going to make it 30 years from now.
And that's my point. I don't think he ever makes it.
I
I don't
agree.
think his stats, his numbers, and the fact that he didn't win puts him in. I think if he had won a Super Bowl, he probably
Does the
gets
Madden cover put him over the top?
Stop.
I give you this.
Only one guy wins that a year, less than a Super Bowl.
He got caught at a weird time because he's right before the age that quarterback numbers took off. So his numbers pale in comparison to like Phillip Rivers and Eli Manning, who played like forever, and there was more of a passing game. Like when Donovan was playing, the passing numbers weren't that high, so his numbers won't look the same.
Why you
was
have
Peyton
to
Manning
win.
doing
But like at the same time, anybody who's honest with themselves, who's not a Donovan hater, would admit that the years that Donovan excelled as an Eagle, those 10 years, he was far better than Eli Manning was on the Giants or that Phillip Rivers is on the Chargers. And those guys are both talked about getting in.
Winning matters.
No, I feel you, and it does. And the thing that'll hurt him is, A, he didn't win that Super Bowl. If he wins that Super Bowl, he's in. B, the stats won't compare because he didn't pass as much. And lastly, because no one likes him.
Yeah,
He's not a likable guy.
He's another
another self-centered
who
asshole.
people don't like.
And on top of that, multiple DUIs. He's caught up in this sexual harassment thing. So ultimately, will he make it? No. Should he? For his career, he was always a top 3 quarterback in the NFL every one of those seasons.
I'd say 5.
And
I'll go
five. And guys that will make it weren't. Eli Manning was never a top 5 quarterback in any year he played.
But he won 2
And
Super Bowls. And beat the Patriots doing
but
it.
I'm saying, like,
the greatest
Donovan was
quarterback ever.
better. But he won't make it. You're right. The guy will. Jason Peters is next. Trey should get in, but he's not first ballot. He might not even be 3rd or 4th ballot. Peters is very clear first ballot.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
in.
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, no, I don't think anyone.
Listen, he's 36 years old, still throwing guys to the dirt in training camp now. Like, coming off.
Hopefully we get like 2 more
blown-out
years
leg,
of Jason
like.
Peters, please. I'm praying for it. Okay, so that is it with Truth or Gnaw. We spilled the beans, and hopefully you guys did as well. So now I want to just kind of move on to halftime, presented to you guys by our sponsor today, Atlantis Tile and Marble. They're a family-owned and operated tile and stone company that services the entire greater Philadelphia area. They have a massive selection of tile ranging from marble to glass to ceramic, professional installation for bathrooms, floors, backsplashes, you name it, they got it, they'll do it for you. They also, if that's not enough, fabricate custom countertops for kitchens, bathroom vanities, fireplaces, with a large selection of marble, quartz, granite, and other natural stone. I mean, if you guys are looking to get anything done, kitchen, bathroom, living room, anywhere that needs some tile or flooring, check them out because they do a hell of a job, and they sponsor us, which makes them even more awesome.
And they're great people, and congrats to the birth of their daughter, Elena.
Yep.
Janara and Lauren, we love you. Thanks.
Right up the street in Berwyn, by the way.
Yep.
So they're local.
I was just going to say, their in-store location is located in Berwyn, and you can always find them on Facebook, which the link will be below our video somewhere in the comments section. Instagram, I'm sure it's probably just at Atlantis Tile and Marble, or on their website, www.atlantistileandmarble.com.
Boom.
And for halftime, that is it. So now we move on to the
Did you give them a
fastest.
safe sign?
Yeah, safe sign.
All right, cool.
Oh, that's going to be your thing.
Yeah.
Is it? All right, I like that. I'm officially adopting that.
There you go.
All right, so now we are going to move into what is supposed to be the fastest part of the show, but usually never is.
Not
Rapid
me,
fire. We say that these guys only have 30 seconds to talk about their points. They never listen. I'm going to do my best to keep them in check. So we got a full Eagles slate for us again, starting on the defensive side of the ball. How healthy is Jordan Hicks, really?
So I think the question is whether or not if Jordan Hicks will finish the season healthy, and the answer is no. Because there are 2 things in life that are certain. Death and Jordan Hicks getting injured. He will not finish the season healthy. So
You have a better chance of getting out of your taxes?
I got a better chance of hitting Powerball without playing the lottery.
I hate to say when you're right, but you're right. Jordan Hicks probably will not play the whole season. If he plays this
10
preseason,
10 games is a good season for him?
that would be awesome. I just
Yeah.
want him to be healthy towards the end of the season.
Right.
Don't rush him back. Let this kid Nelson from the Broncos, who we signed, play. Like, maybe Nate Jerry could play a little on, whatever. We re-signed Bradham, and we have so many great D linemen and DBs that they'll be okay. We could play dime all the time. We could play nickel. Like, don't rush him. Let him be
A
healthy.
lot of depth defensively.
Yeah.
And please, before we get too far into this, share this, because it could be over in a blink of an eye, and you don't want your friends, your mom, your grandmom, your dad, your old college roommate, you don't want any of them to miss this. So share this right now. You like that?
Yeah.
Covering all the bases.
That's what ET's girl
All
was
right,
just saying.
so you just
don't
kind of
even
touched
miss
on this a little bit. The nickel cornerback
That was
spot.
my wife, actually.
The nickel cornerback spot is obviously like one of the big points of contention of this Eagles training camp. So, Perry, I want to know, who do you think ultimately ends up being the nickel cornerback week 1 against
It's
Atlanta?
interesting because a position that last year we were talking about as a huge weakness, especially before we traded for Darby, because I think at this point we hadn't yet, is now one of the strongest defensive backfields in the league. You got the safeties have been playing together for 3 years now. and Malcolm can come up and play nickel, which I think will be what you'll see a lot. I think Jalen will start as the nickel corner with Sidney and Darby on the outsides, and Jalen will play the nickel. But I think what you'll see a lot is Jalen dropping back to safety and Malcolm coming up and playing nickel corner, especially against bigger guys. Not against the small guys, not against like Sterling Shepard or those small like fast switch muscle guys, but against the bigger, especially like the tight end type slots, you're going to see Malcolm playing them.
I'm thinking that makes sense that he would come.
Don't
up
sound
with
so
the
excited,
tight end.
please. Jeez.
But I mean, in reality, Jalen Mills has the best footwork. He, in terms of the three guys, has the ability to play both. The inside slide and the outside, probably best of the three. And he's a friend of the program, so I expect him. Yeah.
So such a good friend of the program that ET's buying his jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
For
But
home games. Only
the guy who will be long term, because Darby's last year here, Maddox is going to be next year.
Yeah, I'm excited for that, Katie.
But I just saw the list of like ESPN puts out this list of the guys who might break out this year, and they have a lot of hits on that list. If you look through history, their number 2 guy, Rasul Douglas, who's our number 4.
I love Rasul Douglas too. He was a player last year. All right, so last question for the defensive end of things: what level of expectation should we have for second-year Super Bowl hero Derek Barnett and first-year rookie potential steal of the draft, Josh Sweat?
Derek Barnett will absolutely get no less than 10 sacks, even though he's playing in a rotation. He will probably get the most snaps at DN out of everybody on the roster, even though Brandon Graham's a better player. Michael Bennett's a more proven player. I don't know if he's still better. Derek Barnett will play the most snaps at DN and will lead the team in sacks, I believe.
I think that's a great call.
Sweat, I think, has a ton of upside, but because we're so deep at DN, I don't know if he'll
Barnett
play a ton.
year.
But if you can get that guy in on a few pass rushing downs, like he is a ridiculous freak of an athlete, and if he can stay healthy, he will get a couple plays.
I'm taking over under 12 sacks between the two.
Total? I mean, because I don't Sweat will have 1 or 2, but Barnett's going to be at 11 or 12.
I think Sweat's going to get his chance to shine if we get in that end of the game Super
Or if
Bowl.
guys get injured, you'll have a chance.
We don't want to talk about that. No bad juju. I think Sweat's really going to get his chance if they do, the obvious passing situation. He's a big boy. He can definitely be, if you're going to go 3 DNs and 1 D tackle, he can definitely fill in as an inside defensive end on a 4-man front like that. Okay, so that's it for the defensive end of the ball. Now we're moving on to the offense. So running back kind of locked down the top 3 spots, especially with Darren Sproles coming back. But that number 4 spot seems to be a little bit more open and up in the air. So between Donnell Pumphrey, Matt Jones, Wendell Smallwood, who you got?
Okay, so I'm going to start off by saying I remember last year where people argued whether or not Corey Clement was going to make the team. We argued that he should. Now he's probably this number 2.
He's the number 2
on the depth chart. We called it last year. That
First reported by Atlantis Process Live.
Honestly, Donnell Pumphrey can go. I like Matt Jones because he's a change of pace back who's proven at the NFL. Wendell Smallwood had his chance, fumbled too much, couldn't stay healthy. He can go too. I think Matt Jones makes it.
I want to see what Pumphrey can do in the preseason. I'm not ready to give up on him. He got like 10 touches last year and then got hurt, so I'm not ready to give up on him, but I agree the likelihood is it won't be him. He'll probably end up getting cut. They can only really carry 4 running backs. I don't think they're going to carry 5. They'll try to practice squad Pumphrey. I think the guy that you're forgetting is Josh Adams, the undrafted rookie from Notre Dame. You got an undrafted rookie last year in Clement, came on strong. Adams was a really, really good player at Notre Dame. He averaged like 7 yards per carry, scores a lot of touchdowns. He's a big running back. Him and Matt Jones are built similarly, tall, like 6'1", I think. I'd much rather see him make the team than Matt Jones. So I'm going to go Adams. I hope he has a big preseason.
Okay, cool.
Good sleeper pick.
Yeah. So in terms of, so we're done with running backs. Cool, awesome. In terms of the wide receivers, very clearly Alshon, Nelson, and
Mike Wallace?
Mike Wallace, the ghost of Mike Wallace.
Best receiving trio in the league?
Yeah, easily. So they need an Aquaman.
Look at him rolling his eyes.
What do they need? An Aquaman to the rest of their Justice League? Is that
I don't even know what that means. I don't watch whatever comic it is. But I know that big Jason Momoa dude is going to be Aquaman, which is cool. But who is the best receiving trio in the league, if not those 3? Because I just said off the top of my head, but I think I'm right. Like, Alshon's a top 8 receiver. Mike Wallace is one of the best deep threats, and Aguilar's going to have 1,000 yards out of the slot. So, like,
top 5 slot receivers.
You think about that and find me in better. I'll answer the question first.
Show, yeah.
Mac Hollins is going to be the number 4. He's obviously on the team because of his special teams ability, his deep threat ability. I don't think he'll ever be a great receiver, but he's got that big play in him. And like I said, special teams-wise, that's what you're looking for as a number 4 receiver. I think that the number 5 is where the competition will be. The reality is that Sproles and Dallas Goedert are going to get the number 4 and number 5 most targets.
Offensive
right?
looks. Yeah.
But the number 5 receiver, I got to think Marcus Wheaton has the edge. Like, he's the more proven guy. He's done stuff, so I'll take him. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm actually in alignment here. I like Mac Hollins last year. I think he took a step back from what we've seen so far. I think Wheaton, because he comes in from Pittsburgh, he's a proven receiver. Price Triggs had his shot. He didn't really impress people.
He can't
Maybe somewhere
practice
else.
squad
Maybe
guy or somewhere else, but Wheaton's the guy.
Yeah, I think it comes with Wheaton. It's like, I mean, if he wants this still, like this is his last shot. You got to assume, more or less. Like maybe next year, like a team with 2 receivers at most will take a shot on him.
It's a 5th receiver. Did our 5th receiver ever get on the field last year? No. Who cares? Who is the best receiving trio in the NFL? If not us.
I'm gonna go Pittsburgh. Juju Schuster-Smith.
No, actually, now that I just thought about it, you said Pittsburgh. Maybe remember. Oakland now has Amari Cooper, Jordy Nelson, and
Krabby.
No. Martavis Bryant. That's a ludicrously good trio.
We're not getting into that, but Martavis Bryant not really doing much in camp. Don't draft him in fantasy.
I still like ours, but that's a really good one.
Okay, and last one is the talk of the draft. Jordan Mailata, big rugby guy. Where are we at with him? Do we think that like he actually can be, I don't want to say useful, but maybe utilized this year?
A backup tackle and a jumbo package? Sure.
I would hope so. Look, I watched the guy run around the rugby field. He looks like he's a good athlete.
Put him at fullback.
I think he is going to be on the cut line. Like he's going to be on that border of making the 53. It's going to come down to whether he can play special teams. Because he's not going to come in and be like a standout offensive lineman.
No, absolutely
So
not.
can he play special
Put him at fullback.
teams?
He's used to just running head on at people.
I agree.
I think that's his best use.
And he's really good at playing the ukulele. So locker room entertainment. There you go.
Yeah, you need glue guys.
Big stuff.
Got rid of the Magic Man, so you need somebody.
That's true story.
He still got a ring.
That's also true. Without Darren Boss, though, you need that locker room entertainment. So it's a lot.
You can't have a bunch of Eagles class.
Team morale matters.
All right, so that is it for rapid fire. I think generally speaking, we did a pretty good job. Maybe
you know what?
A plus.
The juice.
A plus.
The juice isn't. I mean, Mickey brings something different.
Mickey brings something different. Come on.
We get more fiery when Mickey's here. I don't know.
That's because I don't know. I guess I just do such a good job of keeping you guys on track.
Right. That wasn't where I was going, but okay.
All right. In true Mickey fashion, we are upon further review.
That was pretty good. That was a pretty good imitation.
Good accent, bad delivery. I'm not letting either of you two get a word.
I'm going to give him
there.
that. It was a pretty
We
good
are going to
imitation.
invite onto the stage Mr. Vanderbilt himself, Jake.
Hey! Golf clap. In honor of the PGA Championship.
Mixed up with the other Jake.
Yeah.
Man, I'm not even Jake.
There it is.
Exactly. It says Jake on the script.
Yeah, that's what it says.
So production fault.
But we got one coming at us from James Alexander. So James, with all the usage of Carson Wentz in camp, he's kind of ramped down his activity this week. It's kind of weird. But who should be the starting quarterback week 1 against the Atlanta Falcons?
If Carson Wentz is ready
Carson
to play,
Wentz is healthy,
Wentz should
play
be the starting
Carson Wentz.
quarterback. If he's not, then Foles will play. What I think still is a possibility. What just happened 2 years ago? Vikings had a bad injury during training camp, and what happened? Who knows? Someone gets hurt. It specifically has to be an AFC team. We're not going to trade Foles to an NFC team. But if an AFC quarterback on a team that is looking like they should go to the playoffs, like Kansas City or Denver or
Case Keenum gets hurt,
Oakland or San Diego, the whole West, any of those teams, their quarterback goes down.
That division is wide open.
Nick, we're getting a call. Pittsburgh, I'm telling you.
That'd be real bittersweet.
I think either way, you still need to showcase Foles because folks don't know if
Foles is going to play all preseason.
Yeah.
But if both of them are our team and it comes down to can Carson play if he's medically cleared, Carson's
ramping down his activities.
Well, that was apparently their plan going in.
It's a precautionary thing. Just let Foles play a game or two. What difference is it going to make?
Because if he comes out and he's dominant for 2 games, it's going to be tougher. When
You're going to be all over that.
struggles.
You're going to be all over that if Foles comes out and plays lights out.
It's Carson's team.
Yeah,
it's Carson's team.
You rush him back and he retweets it, then everybody's saying, well, you should have played Foles. And I'm going to stand here and say, I told you.
Philly fans bitch no matter what.
Facts.
Every fan's doing, yeah.
But we're moving on. So, these deadline deals for the Phils.
Yeah.
Are they enough for this postseason push?
I'm really looking forward to Ramos playing.
Yeah, I cannot wait for that.
As much as I like Alfaro, and I think he is a really great defensive-minded catcher and like a leader of a team, and he will get there. He's not ready yet, and he can't hit. Ramos hits the ball. He's a 300 hitter with 14 home runs.
We got him for nothing.
We got him for absolutely nothing.
Has more home runs and RBIs without playing the last 2 weeks.
As Drupal just had a huge hit, obviously, yesterday.
Game winner home run last night.
Will those? Aaron Loop is like a waste of life.
Yeah, I really wish we had someone for you guys. We don't. I'll be honest.
No, they're not going to put us over the top. If they had gone out and gotten Cole Hamels and Manny Machado, I would have said yes. I don't fault them for not doing that. Next year was always going to be the year. We're ahead of schedule. But we're going to make the playoffs, and we're going to give someone all they can handle. We can pitch between Arrieta, Nola, Eflin, and Eichhoff's not even back yet. And Velasquez, look at
That's been
Velasquez's
found.
stats.
His last
Velasquez,
Whenever he has control, he
Velasquez's
is a
last
above average
12
pitcher at worst.
starts, he's been like 3.7 ERA
Like
with a
King
1.1
Felix
whip.
dominant.
He's killing it.
All right, so we're moving on.
Do I even give it?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm getting the sign.
Yeah.
Listen, man, it'd be all right. Look,
All right.
You get to go
I
first.
Think, I think they got enough to make a postseason run, but not a deep run. I think if they play the Dodgers, they're out of here. Like, but they got.
I'll
enough to
take
get in
anything.
there.
It's
I'll take
baseball. It's
anything.
not the NBA. Like, you're not playing the Warriors. So anybody can.
I'll take anything, man. We were hoping the Phillies would finish within 5 to 10 games under 500 this year. I will take any kind of October baseball I can
They're
get.
playing in October.
Yep.
For sure.
All right, next one. So in any sport, who's more responsible for the success? The team, the players, or the managers?
Any sport?
Yeah, I mean, why not?
All right,
Always players. Always,
Next.
Players play the
always.
game.
Next.
Coach is coach.
A coach can ruin it, and a coach might not be able to take a great team over the top. But if a coach doesn't have great players, he can't win.
Yep.
I've heard.
Phil Jackson isn't winning one NBA championship without Kobe and Shaq and Mike and Scotty. But,
We know what you're saying. We know what you're saying.
you need both. Like, when Brady retires, Belichick's not winning a bunch of Super Bowls with the Patriots. But then again, if Brady doesn't have Belichick, he probably doesn't win 5 rings.
It's
so
a two-way street.
They need both, but players are
It's a
more
two-way
important.
street, but more driven by the players. I think fair to say.
Depends on the sport. I think that in coaching, in football, coaching matters more than
Yeah.
it does in, say, baseball, where it's more so situational. You might see a manager win or lose you 5 to 10 games a year. Like we saw Gabe Kapler lose them the first game of the year, but then he's come back and made some good changes that won him some games.
Man,
So
what a long time
they
ago that
right,
was.
People wanted him burned at the
Yeah, he
stake
did.
early.
And
in
the
the
We killed him.
truth
We killed
is, Kyrie, I don't even say any of us because we actually know sports. Kyrie could coach the Warriors this year. They still win the NBA championship. So,
Ooh.
Fair enough.
That's not a shot at the flat earthers.
Favorite 08 moment?
Oh, okay. And one rapid fire, or not rapid fire, one upon further review questions coming in from somebody. The Phillies celebrated on this past alumni weekend where they swept the Marlins, who stink. It was a celebration of 08, the best year in Phillies baseball since 2000, or since 1994, I guess. I don't know why I said 2000.
That was 93.
Sorry.
You weren't alive.
I wasn't
We
alive,
understand.
so I get a pass on that. And I want to know, you get to go first as obviously the biggest Phillies fan in the room. So why don't you?
wearing red?
Yeah, that's true.
In honor of the Phillies.
In honor of the
Listen,
Phillies.
I got 3 words to say. World bleeping champions.
There you go.
That was my moment.
There you go.
Chase Utley sealed the deal on national TV, dropping an F-bomb with all the little kids.
There was
My
That was
man.
legendary.
There's so many.
You want to
good
go?
ones. I mean, I think the one that most made me just in the moment lose my mind was the Stairs home run. I don't, and we talked about that before. I know you heard maybe say that.
I wasn't
I
gonna
don't
say
think
it,
there wasn't another moment that's encapsulated that
Yeah.
much emotion and just like I ran into my wall in my bedroom and busted a hole through my drywall. Yeah, that was wild.
All right, well, since he didn't say what he said earlier, I'm going to say that. Obviously, Joe Blanton, 250-pound pitcher going deep in the World Series. Thank you, baseball. You may not be perfect, but you give us things like that, and that'll always keep you around until someone else does it better.
May not be perfect. Can I get a little riff about baseball? Baseball needs to get down to 100 games and 2.5-hour games, or you're going to lose this whole generation. You're not going to be a sport anymore. You're going to be hockey.
I
Good luck.
think honestly 100 games, but the bigger thing is cut the game to 7 innings. Make it shorter.
That won't happen. But
Yeah, I don't
they,
think that.
they
they
should.
just need like a play
All right,
clock. They need
before
clock.
we
It's ridiculous.
before we fix all of MLB's problems,
Yeah,
we
that
are
could
going
be
to
a whole
move.
show.
We are going to move on to the end of our show. Good old-fashioned tap out. Nothing quite like it out there. You guys, I want you guys to play rock paper scissors right now to see who goes first. Winner chooses.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Yeah, baby. All right, so I will go with the tweet heard around the world
Oh my God.
that I woke up to this weekend when our horrible excuse of a president decided to, on the day after he opened up a school for 3rd and 4th graders in a poor neighborhood in Akron, Ohio, to send these kids through school, help their parents out, help them with food, with finances, make sure they get to college one day. LeBron James, the most charitable, best athlete on the planet, also a very intelligent man, also
Lakers.
been in the spotlight since he's 18 years old, never once been in trouble, never a scandal, never anything bad you could say about this guy except for that he
The Heat
shit the
decision.
bed in a couple fourth quarters and he did the decision on national TV. And this guy, on a day that he should be celebrated, the President of the United States has the balls to come out and tweet that he is an idiot. Basically is what he said. He's an idiot.
And Don Lemon.
Donald Trump ran a school that got sued and paid $25 million to settle claims because they were operating a fake school. And he is just the most pathetic excuse of a human and politician that we've ever had in this country. And I'm so happy to see everybody that rushed the defense of LeBron James that LeBron didn't say anything because he shouldn't stoop to that level because he's just a better person. Thank you, LeBron, for all that you do. You're the man.
I want to cut to a clip. I know we can't, but just in your minds, cut to that clip where LeBron makes the reporter read back his "you bum" tweet about Trump. That's all I could think of when I read that. You want to go next or me? You want to rock, paper, scissors for this?
No, go ahead. You go.
All right. I'm going to go. I got an easy one. It is fantasy football season,
Wow,
baby.
that was coming.
August 1st is the official start of fantasy
Who
football.
drafts in week
Now,
one?
no one does. I'm saying that's when I reactivate all my leagues. I think of all my witty team names for this upcoming year. And right now, live on Trust the Process, I'm going to challenge everybody in this room, plus everybody else who's not here. We are doing a fantasy league this year because it fell apart last year. I want to take your money again. I want to take your money for the first time. I want to take everybody that you guys can't see right now. I want to take their money too. So you know what? I'm putting the challenge out there. Anybody who is involved with Trust the Process and does not play in this fantasy league is a coward and will have to wear ET's Jalen Mills jersey on Eagles away game weeks.
I'm here for that.
And that's it.
He's counting money. I think everybody who doesn't put up 500 a team's a coward, so let's do it.
Oh, well, then Max is out.
All right.
All right, my tap out is, man, I love the summer, but I'm sad that it's almost over. Like, it's already starting to get dark at 7 o'clock. Like, man, we're going to blink. It's going to be dark at 4:30, and sleepy time's going to set in.
Oh, man.
The only thing I'm excited about is back to school is coming. Listen, I love my kids to death, but I'm so happy that we are now 3 weeks from back to school because school starts in August this year.
School does start.
Yes.
Really?
Thank you, school administration, for getting something right. My tap out is this. Kids need to go to school all year round, and I'm going to tell you why. Summer camp is ridiculously expensive. You give them a month off in the summer for vacation, you give them a month off in the winter for Christmas, and make them go to school 10 years around. There's not a parent on earth who would disagree that that's not a great plan, and who cares about funding the summer camp? That's not my job. I got bills to pay, and I don't have to pay for summer camp too on top of that. I'd much rather my kids be in school and learn all year round. Give them a shorter day. Give them a longer bus schedule. Whatever, but keep them in school so they can learn. They go dumb in the summer anyway. That's my tap out.
Hey,
That's true. That's all I have.
I like it.
All right.
It is.
As long as I don't got to go to school
that
10
is-
months a year.
I think that's going to be it for us unless... Okay, that's it. Actually, no, one last quick thing. Sixers over-under for the season, 54.5 wins.
Over. One seed in the East, 59 wins, no doubt.
What?
One seed in the East, you heard me, 59 wins. I told you last year we were going to win 50. You didn't believe me. What we do?
They're
What we
not
do?
winning 50.
What we do? We won 52.
54.5.
We'll see.
54.5.
We'll see.
I'll give you push. They go 54.
You can't win 54.5 games. You literally
I'll give
can't
you
push that.
54.
Markel Fultz.
That means they lose. That's on them.
Markel Fultz, 18-5-5 this year. Heard it
Whoa.
first.
I'll definitely take that.
You'll
That's
see.
I'll
easy
take-
money.
I'll take that.
There's no way in hell he gets the 80.
Thank you guys so much for watching another episode of Trust the Process Live. I'm Max. That's Perry. That's Everett. This is Minor Philly, where something's always new. Everything is always Philly. I'm taking their money.
I didn't hear the half. I thought you said 54. That's why I said push.
Okay, I got you.
Don't worry about it.
Whole show without drinking any water. Good for me.